So is Vladimir Putin a war criminal? Just ask the Russians. Let's talk about it in today's video. Hi, I'm Mike Reiner. I'm a lifelong Democratic activist who's concerned about the direction our country is taking. I'm also a lawyer and an academic, and I'm here to help you stand up to the BS of the MAGA crowd. So I've long been saying that Vladimir Putin is a war criminal, and that's only been reinforced by his recent attacks that have included more killing of children and pregnant women, indiscriminate attacks on civilians, because frankly, that's kind of all he's got left at this point. But what's really shocking in some respects is the fact that he's sending these untrained and unprepared conscripts to the front lines. I mean, we have reports that they're actually kidnapping people off Russian streets to force them into conscription. I mean, this is reminiscent of the impressment of the old British Navy. Do you really think that those kinds of soldiers are going to be very motivated to fight hard on the front lines? I think not. Well, here in some recently obtained video, we can see just how the Russians feel about Vladimir Putin's recent conscription. Let's check it out here. Okay, let's just go back there for 1 second. Notice, number one, this officer here, not exactly in the best shape. I don't think that he would have made it very long in the U.S. Army, I gotta tell you that. And then look at the weapons that these soldiers are holding. They're all holding different kinds of weapons, and they look like very basic, old-fashioned weapons. Certainly, they're not being equipped with the state-of-the-art. But these are the lucky ones, because one report that we've heard is that many conscripts have had to buy their own equipment. Let's keep watching. Do these people look enthusiastic? I mean, yeah, they're clapping, yeah, they're there, yeah, they're holding the Russian flags, but I've never seen such a unenthusiastic group of supporters. Let's keep watching. Do these people look happy? I'm not thinking so. Let's keep watching. Look, this soldier over here, he doesn't even know how to put his gun on his shoulder. I'm not exactly a gun nut myself, but just from when I was a kid, I know how to put a gun on my shoulder better than that guy. Let's keep watching. Interestingly enough, this latest part of the video is from St. Petersburg, a city where people are actually less supportive of the war than in the prior video, where they were being recruited from the hinterlands, I believe in Crimea, actually. Here they seem a little more accepting of the fact that they're being sent off to war, although you can still see the looks in their faces, they are not enthusiastic about it. Let's keep watching. Oh, I'm sorry, we're still watching in Sevastopol, Crimea. Wait until we get to the St. Petersburg video in a little bit here. Now we're in St. Petersburg, and you'll see they seem a little bit more accepting of the reality of what's going on, although still not entirely enthusiastic about being called up. Let's keep watching.
Да чего я заглушусь?
Он только этого клоуна.
А давай-ка покуримся.
Note here, they don't even have soldiers to load them onto the buses, and they don't have any kind of parade for them the way they did at the other location. Let's keep watching.
О, седой ты.
In fact, you can hear the honking there. They basically just pulled over the bus to pick them up, and they're standing in the way of traffic. Let's keep watching.
Мам, все, отвали. Все, ребята, проходи.
Где будем ждать?
And off they go. No Russian flags there. So I have to say that I'm somewhat ambivalent about this whole situation because, after all, the Russians kind of made a deal with Putin where they said, hey, you can have your war as long as you don't involve the rest of us. And it didn't really bother them, the fact that they were killing Ukrainians left and right and committing all kinds of atrocities in this other country. But now that they're being brought into the war through this mass mobilization, suddenly they're opposed to it, with hundreds of thousands of them actually fleeing the country, essentially voting with their feet. But by the same token, you can't help but feel bad for these people, most of whom, frankly, are just normal people trying to mind their own business, who are getting picked up in the streets and sent to the front lines as cannon fodder. I mean, you could see in those soldiers at the beginning, they are not well trained. They are not prepared to be going into the kind of grinding war that the Russian invasion of Ukraine has become. So the reality is that the criminality of Vladimir Putin goes far beyond the atrocities he's committed in Ukraine, and frankly his theft of the bounty of the Russians, but now it's going to essentially sending unprepared and unwilling young people off to their deaths. If there's any bright side in this whole situation, it certainly clarifies the fact that these troops who are being mobilized by Putin are not going to be arriving at the front lines with any kind of enthusiasm or motivation to fight. And this is at a time when the Ukrainians are extremely motivated and have very high morale. Well, if you want to check out another video I did quite a while ago about how Vladimir Putin has essentially engaged in war crimes, check out this video over here. I'll see you then. In the meantime, let's hope for continued progress. Thank you.